Hi everyone, my name is Danielle Palermo, and for this session I will be with Ashley. Ashley is a 15-year-old who is struggling with aggression and managing her anger. She is the oldest of 5 children, and she is most currently aggressing towards her mother. She is also struggling with controlling her anger in school, but for this session we are going to be focusing on her anger at home with her mother, as it's most frequently at home with her aggression. I am going to be using cognitive behavioral therapy, which is a short-term treatment which focuses on problem solving as well as patterns of thinking and changing the way one thinks. So now I will be introducing Ashley. Hi Ashley, good to see you again.
Good.
Good, how are you? Can you tell me a little bit about your week?
It's been a pretty crazy week at home. I've been coming home from school all day, and at home it's been rough. My mom just been nagging me all the time. That's all she does is nagging about washing the dishes, doing the work, take care of the kids. So all she wants me to do is run around and do everything, and she's yelling and screaming. So there's just been a few times this week that we got into some fights over it.
Okay, physical fights.
Yeah, well, it led to that. After a few times, just the yelling, I couldn't take it anymore, and it just got me so mad.
Okay, so you feel like it's been a rough week because you guys have been going back and forth about the responsibilities at home, and more so her yelling towards you and you reciprocating that? Okay. What kind of things do you think trigger your anger, trigger your response back to her?
Well, just the yelling. And then I feel like I gotta yell back, and that's all she does. And she's always getting on me about do this, do that. She's always nagging me about doing stuff, and I'm like, no. And then she gets mad. She don't want to hear me out, and it just leads to those problems.
I know last time you came, we spoke a little bit about your anger in school and your peers' response to how you interact with them. Can you tell me a little bit more about your mother's response when you are angry or you're aggressive towards her?
And she doesn't hit me back or nothing, but she yells. She yells back at me.
Is there anything that you think that she does that's helpful for you?
No, all she does is nag.
Can you give me some adjectives that describe your mom? What do you think when I say your mom? What do you picture?
Mean, a yeller, self-centered, just...
Okay. How do you deal with, let's say at school, how do you deal with your peers when you're angry? Because I feel like last time we spoke, it's a little different, your reaction to your peers than your reaction to your mother.
Well, at school, there was just only like 2 incidences and with the kids, and I got into some arguments with them, but I don't get as angry or upset with them, so I try to walk away when I can. I try to.
Okay. Are there any consequences involved?
At school?
Yes, at school, when I know that you told me a little bit about how you were a little aggressive at school. Can you tell me about what the consequences
suspension or, get detention, things like that. There are some consequences.
What about at home? What are the consequences at home if you are aggressive with your mom?
Nothing really. I think there's not really a consequence. Just like having to deal with her is my consequence.
Can you tell me about your last fight with your mother? Like a little bit more about the details of it. How did it lead to you becoming aggressive with her?
Well, I came in and she was yelling and nagging, and I responded back. She didn't want to hear what I was saying, so she kept going and going. And as she was going, she just kept saying things that she knew was going to get me upset, and it got me in boiling, and then I just blanked out. I hit her.
Okay. Remember last week when we talked about cognitive distortions and how our perception, our reality isn't so much reality. Can you tell me a little bit more about when you say she's always nagging me? And that kind of, can you see how those two fit when you say that's all that she does? She's always nagging me and that's the only thing that she does.
Yeah, I mean, that might not be like all the way true, but that's all I see with her because that's all I think of.
Okay. What do you think is an alternative in just the way that you think about her? Can you think of any ways that she helps me in this way?
Well, she gives me a roof over my head and food, and she helps me do those type of things.
The same thing a little bit with your anger. Do you think that if you thought that way, you'd get different results with your mom? If you thought that way about her and remembered that when you're getting into some of the arguments?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah. I think it can.
Do you want your anger to change how your mom reacts? Do you want your mom to... Do you want to get something out of being angry with her or being aggressive with her? Are you doing that to get something out of your mom?
I want her to know that it's annoying me and that it's getting on my nerves.
So you want to be heard. Controlling your anger has been a challenge, but in a way, you're trying to get something from it. You're trying to earn something from it. Is there an alternative that you think you can do in order to get her to hear you as opposed to becoming aggressive with her?
Well, maybe walking away when I get that mad and then talking to her later when we're like calm.
Okay. Okay, so you can use that behavior as walking away as opposed to using your anger. Okay, how long do you think you need to walk away from?
Depends on the situation, but when I calm down, then I think we can have a talk.
Okay, so let's say 5 minutes, and then you're able to come back and regroup and have that conversation with her. Do you think that would work?
Sometimes, but...
Okay. And you told me a little bit about what the arguments are about, the responsibilities at home, and just her tone, the way she's talking to you. Okay. Do you see how your anger is blocking your mom from hearing you?
Well, yeah, because she didn't understand why I was so mad.
Okay, so if I'm hearing you right, even though you're aggressive with your mother, she's still not hearing what you have to say or any of your concerns at home. Okay. I think even what would help you would be to thinking in advance. So you're on your way home and you're preparing yourself. You're saying, okay, I know my mom may, as soon as I get in the door, she's going to start screaming at me. And basically, thinking of it in advance. Do you think that would help you preparing for it?
Oh, yeah.
Would it change your response?
Yeah. I mean, I would be less angry coming through the doors because I'm prepared for it.
Okay. And that's what we call adaptive responses. So I don't want it to be that you're preparing thoughts and you're saying, oh, I'm preparing and getting yourself worked up. But if you're thinking positively, okay, I'm prepared, and if I go in there, I have a plan so that I don't become aggressive. I have another way of communicating with her. Okay. So next time you come in, we'll work a little bit more on adaptive responses. And I want to give you a document here and I want you to read it. Next time you come in, basically I'm going to be giving you a thought record, and you're going to be writing down your thoughts periodically, when you're angry, after you're angry, and I just want a little bit of details on it so we can go over it. It's going to be a slow process, and we're going to work through it, but I think you can make progress communicating with your mother better. So I want to give that to you, and next time I see you, I want to see how it's going. Okay? Alrighty, thank you so much for coming in. I'll see you next week.
Okay.
Thank you.